I wanted to go back and look at the numbers I used for the Dash profitability at scale video that I did last and explore another aspect of masternodes that actually makes the profitability of a node even greater. So this is the chart we used in the last video on this, where without changing the price of Dash at all over time, if it remained constant, but we scaled users up to mass adoption, this is how profitable masternodes would be. We're going to take a quick look at the spreadsheet I used for that shows the fee income, the block income, the costs of operating the server, and the profit. So we're going to keep this profit column and we're going to jump forward to the next spreadsheet here where I extended off of that. And I looked at the return on investment, and then I set a reasonable limit for the number of masternodes that people would be likely to make. And I set that at 6,000 for the sake of this spreadsheet. It's a bit arbitrary, but there is a practical limit to how many masternodes people can put in because it's based on the circulating supply of the coins. You need 1,000 coins to build a masternode, so there's only so many sets of 1,000 coins. But assuming that we have no speculation and that the price stays stable throughout all this growth, which of course it wouldn't, that would also increase all of these numbers. But we're just assuming that none of that happens, and this is based purely on usage and no speculation. Um, and then the figure I'm using here is a solid 8% for return on investment, assuming that people will buy more nodes in order to get that 8% return or to get a higher return if it goes substantially above 8%, which I think it actually is at the moment. These numbers are a little bit old now. And we have some halving that is a little bit faster than my coin growth for this example in the middle here. But then we quickly get into some pretty insane numbers for return on investment. So establishing that people will spin up new master nodes, or a lot of people will put in partial shares to spin up master nodes um, at any time where it gets above 8% return on investment, and that there's a maximum a maximum of 6,000 master nodes. So those are both kind of arbitrary, but I want to illustrate the idea here. So this is the increase in price that would be necessary, the per token price, per coin price, um, in order to maintain that 8%. So as we can see, that scales up rather quickly. Um, so basically what's happening here, to make sure I'm clear, is that the price of Dash being higher means the investment cost is higher to get this return, because these are obviously insane returns. Anybody would take this return, even in a ridiculously risky situation. These would get gobbled up. So it's naturally, out of necessity, going to push this price up just because of the limitations on supply. So I have adjusted the block income and the overall profit numbers to reflect this. So these are a little bit higher here. And I'll show that in a chart later, but I do want to explain this last column here. I also built a cumulative earnings chart. So depending on when you bought in, this is, the difference per year as usage doubles. So we're going to forward here and look at the profit difference. So the key thing here I'm showing is that the necessary difference, based on the limitations for spinning up new master nodes, is going to add a substantial amount here. And the years are in here because the previous data made assumptions about how fast the coins would grow, and I couldn't really include a wider range than this because the chart starts to look really, really goofy. It's difficult to display exponential growth in a way that makes sense to look at. It's actually my main struggle with making these videos is so many of the numbers I want to compare are so radically different that there's just not a good way to display them. Um, I'm tempted to change to some logarithmic charts. If anybody knows a good software I can use to generate logarithmic charts that look nice, please let me know. But I might explore that for future videos. Um, anyway, this is a this is a notable difference, and it's notable because this is the bare minimum difference. This is the no speculation, no hype. Literally, no one cares that this is happening from an investment perspective. This is just what's actually required in order to maintain 8% or lower uh, annual returns.